Dear listeners, my name is Anthony Clark.
And I'm Melanie Clark.
And we are the Amazing Clarks. We're both award-winning certified life and love coaches and a husband and wife duo that have been coaching together as a team for 24 years and that have been passionately in love for 34. They call us the Amazing Clarks because we empower people to live amazing lives.
We're here to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in life and love. Love the Amazing Clarks is our personal love letter to all of you who love love.
That's right, and we love love.
Yes, we do.
All right, so now that we got that knocked out, let's get this party started.
Okay.
So today, guys, we have another amazing episode for you guys. Today, we're continuing our series on our ebook, How to Stop Being an Irritating Person, 20 irritating traits that pushes people away and how to fix them.
Yes.
And so each week for the last, 8 weeks? We've been doing one trait per episode. So
Yes.
today we're at episode 9, trait number 9.
Ooh.
And today's irritating trait, is being unappreciative.
Oh.
Being unappreciative. Now,
Okay.
we wrote this ebook because, of course we do life and relationship coaching. We give you guys some really great concepts and advice. But with this one, we wanted to kind of switch it up and give you the low-hanging fruit. Give you things that you can do right now that could fix your love life, your dating life, because they're irritating traits that we all have that we don't really realize we have. And those irritating traits could be pushing people away when it comes to dating, our relationships, our marriages, our relationships with our family members and friends, but we don't know it. We're being irritated, but we don't know it.
Right.
And so most people will just ghost you or just get an attitude with you or disconnect from you. So we wrote this ebook so that maybe, wouldn't it be great if you could read it and see that maybe you have one or more of these irritating traits, and not to shame you or make you to feel bad, but to make you see it so that you can change it. Because this ebook, not only are we going to address these irritating traits, but we're going to help you to understand why you do it.
Yeah.
Which is huge, because when you understand why you do it, you realize you're not a bad person. You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know better.
Yeah.
But once you have that understanding, we also show you how to fix it.
Yeah.
The ebook will give you daily tips as well. So we're going to go light with it. If you want to go deeper with it, then get the ebook, which is available at theamazingclarks.com. Okay, but before we jump into the irritating trait of the day, it's time for the episode segment that we call Catching Up with the Clarks.
Okay.
So this is where we kind of let you guys know what's been going on with us in our personal life. So, babe, what's been going on with you? Anything you want to share with the listeners?
Sure. Yeah. What's going on with me? I have been rebranding my own business. I do consulting for medical and dental practices, and I've been growing my business and really focused on that. And I am headed to a conference for consultants, and I'm super excited about it. I love coaches. I love consulting. I love learning. I love growing. I love to go rah-rah. I call it rah-rah, Anthony.
Nice.
I like to jump up and down and feel the energy of a packed room of people experiencing, high vibration content.
Love it. Love it.
People who are successful and doing the damn thing. Like, I love that shit. So that's what's going on with me. I'm getting ready to go to Austin, Texas to do that. And I'm super excited about it. I really believe that when we immerse ourselves in the energy that matches who we are and who we want to be, we attract more of it. So I'm about to get it because I'm about it this year. That's my goal. I set goals this year to learn more and to travel more and have more experiences. And that's what I'm doing.
I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I feel an honest moment coming on.
Do it. I already know where you're going.
Controversy's coming.
Okay, the Clarks controversy.
Controversy.
Their relationship bullshit.
We're gonna let you in on some of our real stuff that's going on with us.
Yeah.
When we go to conventions like that or seminars or workshops, we don't do well together.
Yeah, we don't.
And so that's why I'm glad that you're going by yourself.
Yes.
Because we kind of have different styles. So like Melanie said, when she goes, she likes to rah, rah, rah. She gets in the crowd and they jump up and down. They do all the exercises and they say cheer, she cheer. And that's great. That's how she gets down. But I'm the opposite.
Yes.
I observe and I sit and I turn my bullshit filter on and I filter what I think is right for me, what's not right for me. And I don't judge people that are doing it the other way, but that's just me. and then I pick and choose what I take from it. But I hate people telling me to get up and do this now get up and dance, get up and sing, get up and cheer, get up and then. But then Melanie tends to get irritated with me because she's like, what are you doing? Why don't you get up and cheer? And it's like, babe, do your thing.
It's like being with a bump on a log. Like you're all rah rah. Then I turn and look at him. He's just sitting there like a frog on a log. He's like, ribbit, ribbit. And I'm like, you can't sit next to me because you are interrupting my rah rah.
Right. And it's cool because once again, this is a perfect example. Is that even if you're a couple that's in love, you don't have to like the same things. You don't have to do it the same way.
Yep.
You know, she has her style when it comes to certain things. I have my style.
Yeah.
And so the key, when you do that, I accept you 110%.
Thank you, honey.
And even I get why you're saying it would be irritating. I get it.
Yeah.
And so I volunteered before, like, hey, either go without me or I'll go sit in another area where I don't want to kill your vibe.
Please don't kill my vibe.
Yeah, so interesting. So I'm excited that you're going. And I'm going to go too, but I'm not going to go to the event. I'm just going to tag along and hang out at the hotel.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to be my hot date that I come back to after I've rah-rahed and my energy's all high. Then I'll be like, let's go to dinner.
I'll be your arm candy,
my
baby.
Hot little arm candy.
I will be your arm candy.
That's better. I like that better than you sitting next to me like a frog on a log.
That's right. Because I want you to be you. I want you to enjoy yourself. I don't want you to feel self-conscious.
Thank you.
I want you to feel good.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you back.
Yes.
You know why?
Why?
Because I appreciate you like you appreciate me, which is the perfect segue now into the main topic of the day.
Get it, baby.
All right. So let's get this party started, people.
Okay.
How to stop being an irritating person, 20 irritating traits that pushes people away and how to fix them. So today's trait is being unappreciative. Being unappreciative. Now, a lot of you guys that are listening to this podcast, you may be an unappreciative person, but you just don't realize it. And that could be negatively affecting your dating life, your marriage and relationships, your relationship with your friends or family members, but you don't know it. And I guarantee you, if you're unappreciative, even if no one wants to tell you, it's irritating people and it's pushing people away. And it's limiting your ability to live your best life and have the best connection and best relationships. So I'm sharing this with you because I'm your friend and I love you and I care about you and I want you to have the best. And so when we wrote this ebook, we literally looked at over the 24 years of coaching, the irritating traits that most people fight about. So when we wrote this ebook, we had to look at ourselves as well. And because we're always working on ourselves to be the best us possible. So we want to see if there's things that we can improve. So this ebook, as we wrote it, we realized that there was irritating traits that we had in the past that we worked on and some irritating traits that we're still working on right now. So it was a good reminder for us to stay on the grind. And so once again, the key to using this ebook is to use it to go, am I doing that? If I'm doing something, I'm not going to be ashamed of it. I'm going to admit it, and then I can change it. And so if you're unappreciative, it definitely is having a negative effect on people in your life. Yeah. So what do you want to jump in there, baby? What do you want to say about that?
You know, I think it's really important to have self-awareness. I kind of wanted to say this earlier when you were talking about why we created the book. Your real power is when you have self-awareness, because you can't change other people. You can only change yourself. And if you know that being appreciative makes people feel good, makes them feel connected, makes them feel love, and then you notice you're not appreciating, it's really important to start to change that within yourself. And I've noticed, like, sometimes I think I have that trait. Like, one of the things I noticed about myself is I get kind of awkward when people give me gifts. And this is just full transparency. Right. One of the things I work on in my life is receiving, right? That's my life work. Like, I'm always working on receiving. So I can get really awkward when people give me gifts. And I started to notice my reaction was kind of small compared to other people's reaction when they get gifts. And I noticed that could come off like I'm being unappreciative. But it's not that I don't appreciate it. It's, I just feel awkward. I don't feel used to it. I didn't grow up getting a lot of gifts. And I was always taught, you know, be a good girl. It's better to, give than receive, and all of these things. So it could seem like I don't appreciate the gesture.
Right.
So I work on that, and then I communicate like I really appreciate it, even if my energy or my reaction doesn't seem like I am. And I think that's the key, right? Yeah. Is communicating appreciation so that people don't misinterpret body language, facial expressions as unappreciation. That's what I would say about it. What about you?
And I've noticed in the past what you're saying is that I have seen it firsthand that people will come to me later on and be like, I gave Melanie this and she acted like she didn't even care.
Lie.
I'm serious.
You're making this up.
I'm not making it
Who
up.
told you that? Give me their name and number. I'm going to have a talk with them.
Right. And I've explained to them, no, she cares. No, it does matter to her. She just doesn't show big reactions like that.
Yeah.
And so then they're like, oh, okay. Or with, I noticed it with receiving compliments as well.
Yeah.
So like we'll be walking down the streets and people be like, hey guys, you're from Melanie Clark from the Black Love Show. And I love your podcast. You guys are amazing. And you'll just kind of like, no, we're regular people like you. No, don't. And it's like, babe, and they'll like look like, does she like me? Like, what did I do wrong? And it's like, babe, you're like, I don't like that. So that's good that you're aware of it.
Yes, I am aware of it and I'm working on it. But I appreciate everything so much.
No, I know that about you.
I just don't, I feel like it doesn't like, sometimes something's happening on the inside of you and it doesn't always show up on the outside. Right?
Yeah.
I think I'm better at showing caring than appreciation.
Yeah.
So I think I'm huge on caring, but appreciation doesn't always come through the layers. Right. So that's something that I'm working on.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
With me, I don't think that my issue, because as I go through the book, there are multiple things that are like irritating traits that I've had or that I'm still working on.
Yeah.
But being unappreciative really isn't one of them to me. I find that I'm actually hypersensitive to people not being appreciative to me. I appreciate other people, but when I feel like if I do something for people and they don't say thank you to me, the first time it's like, oh, all right, never mind.
Yeah.
The second time it's like, okay, this might be a little disrespectful here. Then the third time it's like, okay, now I'm irritated.
Yeah.
And then I got to say something to them. I'll try to handle it, nicely.
Right.
But like, hey, I just gave you that. Like, you mind saying thank you? And that's my childhood stuff that I grew up on feeling very unappreciated, and I was hypersensitive to it.
Yeah.
And so I could smell it a mile away when people being appreciative. And I feel taken for granted, or people, or they're trying to punk me. They don't appreciate me. I'm not special. Taking for granted would really be the big one.
It could branch into so many things because I think sometimes you label it more as disrespect.
It is. Too.
Yeah. For you, if you don't feel appreciated, it turns into somebody's being disrespectful to you.
Right.
I'll
give them a pass though in the beginning.
I will challenge you though on, you not be unappreciative. I think the example we talked about earlier, when you go to an event, like that's one of the reasons it annoys me when you're next to me, because I've been on the stage giving my all, and then to have somebody in the audience just staring at you and not reacting feels like they don't appreciate what I'm giving. So sometimes your reaction to things can come off like you don't appreciate it. So maybe you're not aware of that, but it could happen.
If that person on the stage and that big ass crowd is focusing on me, then that's on them.
But do you see how it could come off as you're not appreciating what they're giving?
Everything is perception.
Yes.
There's some things that you could perceive, but I find things in my own experience when I'm at those events to appreciate. Like even if I'm not appreciating the speaker, I'll appreciate the crowd.
Yeah. Or
I'll appreciate the setup. Or I just don't express it the same way. But I get how somebody could look at that and feel like that. If they asked me, I would be honest with them and be like,
I'm just not a rah-rah.
No, that's just not my personality.
I don't rah-rah. My wife does. She's the one who likes to jump around. You bring up a great point about perspective and perception. I was having a talk with our daughter about her feeling like someone did not appreciate a gesture that she made. And I gave her the example of like, we have to remember that everyone is creating their own reality, right?
Right.
So it's like, I use the analogy of like the Sims game, right? Everyone is creating their own Sims world. And it was so funny because she was complaining about somebody not being appreciative. And her husband's like, remember your mom said that it's like the Sims world. And that person didn't learn appreciation in their Sims world. They don't have appreciation in their Sims world. And so we have to take that into account when we're looking at other people and we're seeing traits like this that we don't like in them or that we don't appreciate. I always give people benefit of the doubt. They're doing the best they can. And we tend to think that everyone is just like us, and they're not. And so just knowing appreciation is important. And if it's not something that you're great at and you're great at expressing, it's just an area where you can improve yourself. I don't think we need to beat anybody up over it or beat ourselves up over it.
No.
I think it's just self-awareness, and I think it's super important.
Right. But for me, I don't beat people up about it as well. I give them the benefit of the doubt. But then and the first thing I'll do is to try to change my perspective. And I'll do that to a certain point. But then if the person keeps doing it and I realize it keeps bothering me, then I want to clarify like why and bring it to their attention, because it's like the same thing about these traits. If you're doing it, most people aren't going to tell you that you're doing this, which they're actually doing you a disservice in a lot of ways. So if I'm doing something that's irritating someone, I want you to tell me. I don't want you to suppress it. I don't want you to, start treating me different, talking shit behind my back.
Go tell five other people except for you.
Just come tell me. And set the record straight. So because I want that for me, I want to give that to other people as well.
Gotcha.
And so I've had conversations with people where, after a bunch of times, it's like, okay, now this is really bothering me. And then I'll bring it to their attention. And most of the time it's that they weren't aware of it. Or they weren't from an environment where they didn't have to say thank you or show appreciation. And it's like, oh, cool. All right, got it. But this is how I would like it. And if in the future, and they're like, oh, okay, no problem.
This is how you can love me more. This is how you can get more connection with me. So what are some of the reasons that people are unappreciative, Anthony?
One of the reasons is inattention, being so focused on personal matters that you overlook others' efforts.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I could see that.
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of self-absorbed and thinking about yourself and you just don't notice.
Right.
Makes sense. That's why self-awareness is important.
Right. Now, here's the one that gets me. This is the one where I'm always, that makes me like,
What is it, Anthony? I want to know.
Entitlement.
Oh,
Believing that others' actions are expected.
Oh, okay.
Rather than gifts.
Okay, so not appreciating because you're supposed to.
Right. Like
you just owe me that.
You owe me that. And
you don't like that?
Right. I go buy you dinner.
Okay, I'm going to stop doing that.
I take you out to dinner and you're just like, and it's like, hello to me. And, it goes back to my love language. My love language is acts of service.
Right.
And I do that because I value that. So when I value giving it, I value receiving it. You don't have to, just a simple thank you or a simple, hey, pat on the back. Or,
I don't think anyone likes it when someone treats them like you owe me something. You're just supposed to do something. So that makes sense to me. Entitlement is entitlement one of the traits? I would think that would make the list.
Yeah, actually, it's one of them.
Oh, okay. We'll get to that. Okay, so keep going.
Right. Another one is poor role models.
That makes sense.
Growing up in an environment where appreciation wasn't expressed or valued.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that.
And I think that's why I'm so sensitive, because I grew up in an environment with my siblings where they never said thank you. They would it was like you had to fight for everything and everybody was taking advantage of you. And so you had to fight for everything.
I know. I remember that story.
That's right,
I'm glad you cleared that up.
That's right. So that's why inner child work is very important. People get on it as soon as you can.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yes. And the next one is low awareness.
Okay.
Not realizing how much someone has done or the impact of their efforts.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, it usually goes down to one of those.
Okay. Makes all the sense in the world.
And in dating, how would that look in dating?
I think in dating, it probably shows up in the form of entitlement. If I take you out and I spend this much money, then you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that. But you're supposed to take me out and you're supposed to spend this much money and you're supposed to make sure I have this experience in dating. So I think when you have really high expectations or you put expectations on another person or a situation, it's very easy to come off as unappreciative because you think it's just supposed to happen. It goes back to entitlement. So I see that happen in dating, quite a bit.
And I'll flip it on the men in dating. It's like, I bought you dinner. I took you out. Now you owe me something.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. But do you see how that doesn't work for either side? Because then the women show up like, well, if that's your expectation, then you need to spend way more than whatever the bar is, right? Like the bar keeps raising and it makes dating transactional. And it should not be transactional. It should be getting to know someone and appreciating all efforts.
And you know, I blame a lot of people. When people aren't appreciative, a lot of times I got to put that on the parents.
Yeah.
I got to because you have so many parents that let their kids just run around and just, never say thank you and just expect an entitlement and this and that. And the parents think it's cute or they ignore it. And then they grow up to be people, adults. That are unappreciative, and it plays out very differently when you're an adult.
Well, it can show up in marriage as well, right? You're the wife, and you're supposed to do this, and you're supposed to do that, and I don't need to say thank you to you. Well, you're the husband. You're supposed to take out the trash, and why do I need to tell you thank you? Right. You're supposed to do it. That's your role. That's your job. So I think roles can create some unappreciation too.
And at work?
And just expectation.
At work?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's your job. You get a paycheck. I don't need to tell you thank you. I just want to tell a little tidbit just because I like facts and surveys and stuff. Like, do you know that like 85% of people are dissatisfied at their job because they feel unappreciated? Like appreciation at work is huge, huge. So any employers out there, make sure you're showing appreciation to your staff because it goes a long way.
Makes a big difference.
Goes a long way.
Big difference. Okay, so now we're just going to give you now a couple of things that you guys can do if your person is unappreciative. Now, there's sometimes where you're not going to be appreciative or you'll miss it, drop the ball. And that doesn't mean that you are an unappreciative person. But if it's something consistent that happens all the time, that you do a lot, that's the default, then just raise your hand and go, you know what? I'm doing that, or I have done that. I want to work on that because that's the first step to changing it. There's no shame in the game. You can't do better till you know better.
Absolutely.
So here's some things you can start doing right now if you are an unappreciative person. How do you change this trait? One of them is to acknowledge effort.
Yes.
It's simple. Thank you.
Very
simple. 2 magic words.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And so another one you can do is to reciprocate thoughtfully. Reciprocate.
Yeah.
Someone goes out, let's say, for example, they buy you dinner. Thank you. You know what? Let me get the tip.
Yeah.
Simple. In most cases, people will say no.
Yeah.
Or if they say no, it's like, okay, next time I got you.
Yeah. That's good. That's really good. I think you and I do really well at that in our marriage. Like, we don't really talk about it,
right?
But like you'll cook dinner for us maybe like 3 days in a row, right? And then I'll be like, you know what? I'll cook tonight. And then I'll cook 2 days in a row.
Right. You're on a roll. Okay.
But I used to cook all the days in a row for the most part. So I'm on the down slope of cooking. Like I'm cooking way less than I used to, and you're taking it over more, which is fine.
Right.
Making the bed, right? Like this morning I made the bed. I realized Anthony's been making the bed every day. I should probably make the bed a day this month.
Just because you sleep in it doesn't mean that you have to make it up. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I'm not tripping on that.
But my point is, I appreciate you and I notice some of the things that you do. And so then I catch myself like, I'm like, dang girl, you're not doing anything. No, help a brother out.
You do a lot. You do a lot.
I do a lot. I do a lot of different things than what you do. But I do want to have awareness of the things that you're doing and reciprocate. So that's one of the ways that I try to show you appreciation.
Right. You know what? And I realize the moments where you don't do it, and I don't take it personally because I know that either you're distracted, you're not thinking about it. I understand your story. I understand.
Thanks,
so
babe.
It's like, oh, okay. All right. She doesn't mean it personally. And so, good job, baby.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank
So
you.
people, once again, if you want a copy of this ebook, How to Stop Being an Irritating Person, 20 Irritating Traits That Pushes People Away and How to Fix Them, we all need this ebook. None of us are perfect.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. Then pick up your copy today at theamazingclarks.com.
Yes. So I want to thank you guys once again for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
We really love and appreciate you guys so much.
So much, guys. Appreciate every single one of you listeners.
Yes. So make sure you're connecting with us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at The Amazing Clarks.
That's right. And if you guys haven't had a chance yet to get a copy of our book, Crack the Code, Secrets to Achieving a Happily Ever After, which is the Amazon bestseller. I checked it out yesterday. Great reviews. And I was like, all right.
We're doing stuff. We're being appreciated.
That's right.
I like it.
Great relationship book.
Yes, it is.
So make sure you pick up your copy today at Amazon.com. And if you're interested in becoming a life coach or just want to learn some skills to life coach yourself or the people around you, check out our life coach training and certification course at Law of Attraction LifeCoachAcademy.com. And last but not least, if you're interested in coaching with Anthony and Melanie Clark, yes, you can do it.
Yes, you can.
All you got to do is go to theamazingclarks.com, reach out to us. We can coach you via Zoom, no matter where you live around the globe, or by phone. And if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, you might be able to even coach with us in person.
Yes.
So check us out at theamazingclarks.com.
And remember, to go there, you got to grow there.
So there you go, people. We gave it to you. Now what you going to do with it?
Love the Amazing Clarks.
See you next time.
See you next time.